This was a statement. I mean, this was a 9-run, 6th inning, most runs in a World Series inning. That was something else.
Well, we said it. I mean, the country of Canada has known how great this team is, how feisty, how gritty they are. Now America does too, and we've been saying it all along in October. Look, the Dodgers are bullies. They're the best in class, and they're used to being in a boxing match, knocking people out. These guys took their best punch. They punched back, and boy, that 6th inning, Poppy, was phenomenal.
Man, I'm telling you, I mean, we talk about David and Goliath in the pregame, right? You think about the Dodgers, big, strong, amazing team, the best team in baseball. But when you think about the Toronto Blue Jays and their sequence during the regular season, playoff, ALCS, this team, they were pitcher out. I keep on telling you guys. Plus, guys, let me tell you guys one thing. 7 days off, I keep on talking about it, Kevin. It's affect you because baseball is an everyday sport. And when you look at the Dodgers swinging the bat tonight, it seems like they were a little off.
Great point.
Well, look, the Dodgers pitching staff has been magnificent up until this point in the playoffs. But we talked about how this is a different team than the other two teams that they faced. I understand the story is going to be the 9-run inning that they had, but even if they did not have that 9-run inning, they wear you down. They wear you down. Snell threw what, 20-something,
30 in the first
pitches in the first
30.
inning, right? It's just over and over. They're on base. They're putting the ball in play. They wear you down. There's always traffic on the base paths, and for them, you never know who's going to beat you. Anyone in that lineup can beat you. Vlad had a couple hits, but he didn't hit a big home run, driving a bunch of runs. It's the rest of the lineup. That's what makes them tough.
Yeah, I agree, Pap. And the Dodgers pitchers thrive of swing and miss, and the Blue Jays, they do not swing and miss. And when you look at Snell's face, he was in foreign territory. He has not had this type of real estate in a really long time.
Dodgers allowed as many hits tonight as they did the entire NLCS against Milwaukee. Think about that for a second. That's unbelievable. A couple of those hits, Dalton Varsho had a big one. He's with our Ken Rosenthal. I Ken, appreciate it. Dalton, thanks so much. There you go. Most runs per game in a single postseason. The Blue Jays are approaching that mark. 6.8 right now, and they are bludgeoning really, really good pitchers. To your point, we talked about this so much on the break. Look at this. Poppy.
Dodgers lose. Oh, my God.
Not so fast. Poppy loves it.
You're up.
That was fun.
Kevin, you know how they give me that welcome when I walk into Canada,
Listen,
right?
Poppy and I were on the same flight yesterday. No joke. So we come in and everyone is talking to Poppy about the show. They love the show. We get into Canada and we're in the immigration line, and the immigration officer when Poppy comes up, who's next in line, says, "Duh, Yankees lose."
No way.
I said, "Do you want my passport or not?" Here you go.
I created a monster.
It's unbelievable.
That's awesome.
It's so great. But, hey, I want to go, though, about this Jays offense and wearing Snell down. Snell has not had a blip in forever, not just this postseason. Talked about the first inning, Derek, right? But then in that fifth, just working him. How do they do it? I mean, it's just the Dodgers starting pitching has been so great, but they haven't quite seen an approach like this.
Yeah, it's a team-wide approach. I mean, these guys take so much pride. That's why I wanted to ask Barger, because they take so much pride in making contact, putting the ball in play. You heard him saying he was just trying to do his job. If you try to do your job, good things happen. You get rewarded for it a lot of the time. But the thing with Snell didn't pitch bad. He didn't pitch bad at all. I thought he pitched well.
I thought he did too.
They just keep coming at you. It's the first left-handed hitter that's hit a home run off him the entire year. So probably just when he thinks he can exhale, bam. You cannot exhale with any one of these players in their lineup.
Yeah, and look, I actually think going back to that first inning, Cap, 30 pitches. And I think what you saw in the fifth inning was a consequence of that first inning, right? A ripple effect. And the last time a lefty hit a home run, Kevin, was 2 years ago. It was Juan Soto. And again, when you work, then you get the big bang. But it's not just a home run, it's everything that happens before, and that's why these guys kill you. Death by 1,000 cuts.
This Blue Jays team is like a group of bees when you wake them up.
Yeah.
They attack you and wear you out and make you tired. Like Snell having inning like that during the whole playoff. He just being good to go of all time. But this team, man, it's like we say, you don't know where the punch is going to come from. They wear you out. They like to create traffic on the bases so they can take your focus away, and that's exactly what they did with Snell. And on top of it, he pitched really good tonight.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Papa, you know this, and Derek, you know this as well. Pitching batter is like a chess match. It's a warfare. The face that jumped off me, the stuff was great for Snell, and he was maybe a little rusty, whatever. But the frustration that he couldn't put these batters away told me a lot. And that's what this lineup does to not only Snell, but anyone who's out there.
Yeah, and you know, they wanted, we also talked about them wanting to get to the Dodgers bullpen. Now look, we're not picking on the Dodgers bullpen. It's just the Toronto hitters are that good, and no one coming from that bullpen is Blake Snell.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's a great point.
You know, the Dodgers bullpen, you know, it's interesting because let's start here. Dodgers bullpen second half of the year was their weakness, right? They got every starter healthy, and in the playoffs, their starters have been so good. They really haven't had to rely on the bullpen. You know, Sasaki's closed out games, and then they've had Vesia pitching great, and then Trinan's had a couple of appearances. Well, Vesia isn't in this series. Had a family thing he had to deal with, so he's not here. So all of a sudden, the extended bullpen comes in. Totally different game. That's the first time the Dodgers have really had to go to that in this postseason, and they got burned.
Well, I think two things. You mentioned Vesia. I mean, they really miss him. He's one of the most trusted Dodger bullpen arms, both lefty and righties for Dave Roberts. But it also comes to like stressful innings, stressful pitches. Quite honestly, the Dodgers haven't had much. They've been a train wreck. They've destroyed everybody that's got in front of them. And today they're on their heels again. It'll be very interesting how they come back tomorrow. I'm sure they'll come back strong.
I don't think the Dodgers pitching is going to be an issue. They have a stud as an starter, and they also have a stud in the bullpen. When it comes down to long reliever, you have a starter in the bullpen that they can come in and pitch 3-4 innings as well. The thing is that as a power pitching, which is what they have coming out of the bullpen, the Blue Jays know how to dominate power pitching. They know how to stay on power pitching better than anybody I have ever seen. So with this Blue Jay team, you need to have many miles of difference in between hard pitching and soft pitching to be able to get them off a balance. Otherwise, they will wear you out.
Yeah, and look, it's not just anyone that comes out of the bullpen is not Blake Snell. Anyone that comes out of the bullpen is not Glass now. It's not Ohtani. You know, it's not any of their starters. It's sort of like a gift and a curse. You have great starters, but if you have a team that can wear down the starter and get to the bullpen, it's much easier for them. Not saying it's easy. It's just an easier matchup for the Blue Jays hitters against the bullpen than it is their starters.
I'll tell you one thing, too. I think you go earlier in the game. Trey Yesavage, you know, was being worked a little bit. The Dodgers were making him work. But they were the second and third inning, it felt like the Dodgers could have put up big numbers in those innings. And give the kid credit, man. He hung in there. He got some good defense behind him. And he only allowed 2 runs in those 2 innings. Kind of got it to the Blue Jay bullpen. And really, obviously, then the offense took over from there. Dave Roberts knows his team missed some offensive chances tonight.
You look back at last couple of weeks, there's some pivotal at bats that can flip games that I think that we can be better at. At times I think that the offense looks great as far as building innings, but there's some key at bats that you got to win pitches and use the other side of the field, get a hit, take a walk, whatever it might be. But I think that we can be better. We need to be better. Gosman, these guys are fired up. They're playing good baseball. So, just 1 through 9, we just got to continue to take good at bats and play good baseball. Then we'll be fine.
Yeah, well, you look at, for some reason, Game 1 in LA Dodgers history of the World Series has not been their friend. We're 1-12. Makes no sense, just one of those weird things. Here's another stat, though, that's maybe more relevant to the times. 24 of 30 teams winning Game 1 in the World Series in the wild card era have won the World Series. So it's getting that leg up, getting that first game under your belt has really made a difference. And I want to just follow up on Dave Roberts there, and maybe guys, tell me what you think. Derek, is it the layoff? Is it rust? But in the playoffs, the Dodgers, they haven't been a juggernaut offensively. And quite honestly, no one's paid attention because they haven't had to, because their pitching's been real good. So I'm curious how you look at their offense right now with that layoff and what it's going to be like going forward.
I think their offense is going to get better as the series extends. That's why I said, if the Toronto Blue Jays can steal a couple games here early, it's a problem. Now for the first time, pressure's on the Los Angeles Dodgers for the first time this postseason. Tomorrow night is a must-win for the Los Angeles Dodgers. You do not want to go down to a team like this having to win 4 out of 5 and 2 in this stadium. So the pressure's on them. Pitching staff has been so great they haven't had to hit. They're going to have to hit when they're playing the Toronto Blue Jays.
I absolutely agree with you that their offense is going to get better. The problem is how long it's going to take them to get to that point. Because I always say this, baseball is an everyday sport where you have to execute and have your adrenaline going at all time, especially during the playoff and short series. Tonight, the offense that we saw from the Dodgers is not the offense that we are used to. And to your point, Kevin, you're right. They haven't been the one team that kills you offensively. They have been able to score enough runs to win because of their pitching staff that have been great, but they haven't killed the opposition like, for example, like the Blue Jays did against them tonight.
Yeah, look, the Dodgers, the way they beat the Phillies and the Brewers is really with great pitching, not too much hitting, to your point. The toughest thing to do is hit in October. And what's even tougher is when your back is up against the wall. And quite honestly, the Dodgers don't have a lot of experience there because they're that good. They're that dominant. Be very interesting. Now, on the Yesavage side, I think this is the most impressive start he's had all October. And I know he was brilliant against the Yankees and others for a few reasons. He did not have his best stuff. He only threw 10 splits. He has a little bit of a mixed side. It wasn't great, but he still gutted it out, 5 innings, 2 runs, and gave his team a chance to win.
He got out of a base-loaded jam in the second inning, only 1 run, and then again, he got a great play from Bo Bichette. He got Freeman going to third, but got a big out there, get Muncy on a strikeout, so it's an impressive job by him. And, of course, the Blue Jays offense picked it up from there. Derek, we noticed there's something that was missing there in our earlier segment. Can you help us out here?
Yeah, well, I've been here for this is my 3rd year that I've been here, and I have the privilege of sitting next to my guy here, David Ortiz. And I'm watching all these My Dog shirts go out to everyone. And everyone fakes it like they really want to keep it. They really don't want it.
Come on, man, that's not true.
But Addison Barger, do we have video of this? Actually left his shirt. We don't have video, of course, because you stopped the video. But it's right here.
Is that
and
the jersey?
He refused to wear it because
no,
of his
that's an extra one. That's an extra one. He took it. That's my boy. That's my boy, Kevin.
Well, I know. Apparently, you guys live next to each other in the Dominican Republic.
That's
Who
my
knew?
boy.
I didn't know that. There's a lot in
His
common.
father bought a house from me in the Dominican.
Do you still like him?
Matter of fact, he just texted me.
That sounds super shady.
Text me.
Did he really? I love
wanna
it.
see it?
Adam, no, I believe you. I believe
show
you.
you.
Actually, if he just texted, ask him why he left the shirt here. That would be great.
That's not the shirt. He took it. This guy trying to make me look bad.
No, we would never do that. We would never do that.
Watch this.
We love you.
Fake news, Poppy. Fake news.
I have a whole store right here.
What else you got underneath that desk? Have you got like multiple shirts?
It's complicated.
You don't want to know, Kevin. It's private.
What's not look?
It's private.
Good idea. Good idea. Highlights. If you missed it, why don't we
Let's
catch
see
up?
the highlight,
Let's
Kevin.
see it. Poppy, great idea. Going for game 2. Bottom line, a 9-run 6th inning. Jays offense, really everybody contributing here tonight. See Kirk's night, 3 for 3. Varsho with the home run. Barger with the big shot. And then it's Blake Snell, who was good, but he's been amazing in these playoffs. But tonight, not enough to beat Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, learned a lot. I wasn't locating the ball. I mean, it's pretty simple. Command with the fastball wasn't great. Really changed up. I couldn't locate that either. And then the last inning there, I locate that pitch all the time and then walk Bo, and I know what I can do and then get it out there. So it's just frustrating, but learned a lot. Still confident. I know what I can do. I know who I am.
This is, bottom line is Dodgers starting pitching since the beginning of the NLCS. They had 4 runs. They let up 4 runs in the entire series against Milwaukee. They let up 11 here tonight. So the Dodgers pitching, taking a little bit of a hit. And now I'm curious. We talked about the offense, Alex. Now I'm curious, though, with Yamamoto, who pitches tomorrow, who's also been brilliant, threw a complete game his last time out. I wonder the confidence level of these Blues is. They say, hey, well, Snell's been great. We got him. Bring on Yamamoto tomorrow.
Well, look, the only thing the Blue Jays are hoping for is that Game 2 starts right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have mojo. They have excitement. Fans feel the same way. Look, he's a tremendous pitcher going up against a great lineup. Now we all know that. But I think the confidence level will be high. One quick thing on Snell, watching that interview. Poppy's been saying all October how important it is to play every single day. Well, starting pitchers take 4 days between starts. For Snell, that was 12. That's 3 times more. And in that inning, Poppy, they had 9 pitch at bat twice. This is a handful, and I think 12 days is too much.
Absolutely. When we were watching him pitch tonight, it seems like he wasn't having feeling for his fastball. He was going to his secondary pitch that he was locating for the strike. The batters knows that. They can see that. They can pick on that, Kevin. I saw Kirk, the catcher, putting some good swing on some off-speed pitches during the one at bat that he ended up walking. This Blue Jay lineup, they don't strike out. They face one of the pitchers that go for the most strikeout per game. And they strike out 4 times during the whole game, 35 at bat.
Wow.
What that tells you, this team is a pain, guys. You know where.
Yeah, they're a pain. I mean, look, what did Snell say a couple times? He learned a lot. He learned a lot. So he'll make the adjustments going into his next start against this team. But this is not a team. We keep saying it. If you have a free swinging team and you get runners on base, you can pitch your way out of it. If you have a team that really focuses on always putting the ball in play, it makes it much more difficult to get out of these jams. And you saw the Toronto Blue Jays were not chasing pitches down. They were waiting. They were forcing him into the zone, and they were coming up with their hits.
And KB, to answer your question, I didn't want to be so rude, but
no.
I wanted to get that point in on Snell because I thought it was important because Poppy's been spot on all October. But Yamamoto, look, what does a team's confidence feel? Is tomorrow's starting pitcher. So the Dodgers should feel pretty darn confident because they have one hell of a pitcher going, and I think he'll be outstanding tomorrow. And I like that you have lefty, righty. I think that benefits the Dodgers.
Pressure on the Dodgers?
Tremendous pressure.
Really?
The most pressure they've had probably in this whole run because that was more than a win, fellas. That was a spank down.
Yeah, but, excuse me, you saw Dave Roberts' interview. He's calm.
Sure.
The Dodgers have been here. They've been here before. They know what it takes to win. They know that losing by 10 runs is the same as losing by 1 run.
That's right.
It gives the Toronto Blue Jays a lot more confidence, and they're not a team that ever lacks confidence because they know they can hit. But I expect the Dodgers to bounce back. I expect their at-bats to be better tomorrow. And it's going to be another one of those games, man. It could go either way.
I would not call them pressure yet because it's kind of too early and they are a hell of a team. I will call them, let's pay attention to what we got going on right here because we saw a team tonight that attacked during the whole game. They never stopped. They were attacking the whole game. They're good pitching. So if that happened tomorrow again, it's not going to be a surprise for them because they saw a show tonight. So I will say this, tomorrow, the whole ball club going to start paying better attention than tonight.
And Poppy, I'll say this. Sometimes it's easier, Cap, to your point, to lose a blowout than lose a heartbreaker 2-1 because sometimes those hurt more. You get blown out, you just say delete and start again tomorrow.
Yeah, good point. We'll see how it goes, but the Blue Jays certainly happy with the result tonight. Rousing Game 1 win. How about this? We touched on this in the pregame, talking about teams that swept in the LCS against teams that went 7 games in the LCS. What we're talking about is a team with more rest has not won. It's happened time and time again, and it is hard. That's the bottom line. And Poppy, look
They're
at
still here, Kevin. Look at the Dominican flag, Kevin.
I love it.
Some of people right here. Vámonos, mi gente. Míralo ahí. Mi bandera, papá.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Some loyal fans sticking it out late in the East Coast. They don't care. This Blue Jays offense tonight, 14 hits, and really contributions from up and down. I mean, it's the thing with them. When you look at the box score, like, there's crooked numbers in, like, everybody's, line in some way or form. And this offense doing what they did all year long. Let's hear from their manager, John Schneider.
So much credit to the guys up and down the lineup being ready to come into the game. You know, they were ready during BP, you know, talking to Nate, talking to Izzy, Addy. Those at bats in that inning, starting with Bo's walk, then a knock, you know, it kind of just kept on going. But those were some pretty terrific at bats from everyone up and down the order, yeah.
Yeah, Bo Bichette back in the lineup. That helped. He had a hit, had a big walk, made a great defensive play. And so game 2 tomorrow night or tonight, depending where you're watching us right now. Here's what it is. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, complete game his last time out. There you go against Kevin Gausman, the ace for Toronto, who they elected to go in game 2 and now will take the ball up 1-0. What's your early view of this game 2 matchup?
Well, Gausman's had a lot of experience against the Dodgers. Remember, fans, that he was at San Francisco the past few years, and he's had 6 starts. He's had a mid-2 ERA, so he knows, and he also got a chance to watch a very similar Yesavage tonight. I think he'll be ready to go. I think both pitchers will be ready to go tomorrow.
I agree with you. They facing pretty much exactly the same guy with more velocity, more experience, a guy that play in that division. So they definitely, the Dodgers have an idea what they are getting now. What it's going to be something to see tomorrow is how stable their swing is going to be compared with what it looked like tonight.
Both clubhouses feel good right now. If you're the Dodgers, hey, we have Yamamoto, we win this game, we go back home 1-1. Toronto, you have your ace on the mound, you win, you're going, guarantees that you're coming back here to Toronto. So both teams are feeling good. Yamamoto threw a complete game. He's not going to throw one tomorrow night. He's not. Not saying he won't deal or have a great outing. Toronto just sees too many pitches. So someone else from the bullpen is going to have to step up because I just don't see him going 9 innings against a team as patient as the Toronto Blue Jays.
And doesn't strike out as much.
No.
Right, and KB, to your point about a very collective, diverse approach and everybody checking in from that lineup, 8 different Blue Jays got hits. But if you're the Blue Jays, you're saying, wait a minute, I have more in the tank. Our 3 top guys didn't get RBIs. Guerrero, Springer, and who's the last one? Bichette. None of them got, and they still scored a bunch of runs.
That's pretty good. They also didn't have to use their top 2 relievers in the game, so that's helpful as well, right? So that just all those little things that add up. Now we'll see how the starting pitchers do tomorrow.